Welcome to Rise Unwind. Every week on our show, we bring you lifestyle tips, tricks, and more from all the people who know it best. And this week, we have this.
I'd read 50 Shades of Grey and a half with you.
Nuts. I'm going to call your mom. I'm calling your mother. I'm calling her.
It's a proper family film that you'll feel really great from after.
All that and more on Rise and Unwind. Ever notice how little people actually talk about menopause, even though millions of women go through it every year? October is Menopause Awareness Month, and it's time to clear up some of the confusion around perimenopause and menopause, two stages that affect women's bodies, minds, and overall health in big ways. Joining us today is Dr. Erin Duralde, Medical Director of Women's Health at Amazon One Medical, here to break down the myths and symptoms and how better care starts with better conversations. Welcome to the show, Dr. Duralde.
Good. Thanks for having me, Amanda.
Good to have you here. A lot of people still treat menopause like this mysterious or even taboo topic. What are some of the biggest myths or misunderstandings you run into?
Well, there are a lot of myths, and I'll talk about a couple. So one that I run into a lot is this notion that hot flashes are the only symptom of menopause. So someone might be experiencing lots of bothersome changes in their body and wonder if it could be menopause, but they've heard that, well, if there aren't hot flashes, that can't be it. Not at all true. And we'll talk about what a lot of those other symptoms can be. So I want to put that one to rest. I also want to dispel the myth that there's nothing we can do to help. Actually, there's a ton we can do. We have hormonal treatments, non-hormonal treatments, lifestyle recommendations. There's so much that we can do to help people feel better. And I think it's really important to know that going in, because women can take this information and use it to make decisions that help them.
For those who aren't quite sure where the line is, how do you explain the difference between perimenopause and menopause? And when should women start paying attention to changes in their bodies?
So I'll situate this answer in a bit of a timeline. So menopause, the average age in the US is 51. That's the time at which there have been no menstrual periods for 12 months. Perimenopause is the lead up to menopause. It can be 4 to 10 years during which women are experiencing hormonal changes, different symptoms. And so that typically occurs in the 40s, but can occur as early as the 30s for some.
Beyond hot flashes, what are some of the other symptoms women might experience that often get overlooked or dismissed?
So some of the most common symptoms can be thought to be caused by other things. So mood changes like new or worsened anxiety or depression, sleep difficulties. So trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, waking up in the middle of the night. Those are really common. We also notice cognitive changes sometimes. So short-term memory challenges, word finding difficulties. A lot of women describe those. Hair changes, skin changes. Of course, menstrual irregularities are really common as well.
You said menopause care should really be a part of primary care. Why do many women still fall through the cracks when it comes to getting the right help?
Well, I think we've had a lack of education. We have so many providers that really want to know how to help and know the right thing to do, but there have been a number of years now where it's just not been included in medical education because of a big study that was really important that came out in the early 2000s, but it was somewhat misinterpreted and created a lot of fear that hormone treatments could cause high rates of breast cancer, and that's just not true. So that goes back to another myth. So we have all these providers that want to help, but just a lack of education. So what we've done at One Medical is we're trying to close that gap. We're able to take the latest evidence base from the Menopause Society. We design a training program for our providers. We have a community that we all work together to try to elevate the standard of care here. So that's really, really important, is to start moving this wave forward, giving women the care they need. And it does start with provider education, but also with what we're doing right now today, which is getting the word out, talking about something that's been taboo, but happens to half the population.
One Medical has taken a pretty modern approach to women's health. Can you share what makes your model different from the traditional doctor's office?
So we're a primary care organization. We're in a number of regions nationally, and we offer both in-person and virtual care options to be more convenient for our patients. And what we've done is we're bringing menopause care into primary care so that we can do this whole person health. We're already experts on your cardiometabolic health and musculoskeletal health and how to keep people overall healthy. But what we're doing now is saying, well, menopause is a big part of life and it's a big change that's happening and affects all of these things. So integrating all of that together, we can do it in primary care, and we're able to do this taking most major insurances and offering same week availability of appointments. So creating that access, that's really important.
And finally, where can viewers learn more about One Medical's approach and find resources on menopause support?
They can go to health.amazon.com/menopause to find the closest clinic to them.
Thank you. It's been so good having you.
Thanks so much for having me.
We all know water is essential to life, but how safe is the water coming from your tap? A new national survey, the Kemira Water Index, looks at how Americans really feel about the tap water, how clean it is, and what it costs to keep it that way. Joining me is Tuija Pohjolainen-Hiltunen, Executive Vice President of Water Solutions at Kemira, to break down the study found and what it means for families. Welcome to the show, Tuija. How are you?
Thank you. Happy to be here. We really did a water research here in US, and it's good news that most of the Americans receive very safe tap water. So it is meeting safety standards. However, there is quite a lot of variation between states and within the state, between different regions. Also, the World Health Organization is confirming that the present water treatment facilities are very well tackling the challenges when it comes to germs and bacteria, but there is a place for improvement when it comes to removal of other contaminants, for example, forever chemicals like PFAS. And we really interviewed about 4,000 people here in US, and 80% of them expressed their concern about the tap water quality. And that might be the reason why only 26% of them are actually drinking the tap water. And in Europe, for comparison, it's 70% are drinking tap water.
So how does water quality vary pretty much from state to state?
Yeah, we surveyed 10 states, and in our ranking, California was the best. It's very much thanks to their financial and technical investments into water facilities, especially to water reuse. And they are also having very good regulatory requirements in place. Also, those other states which are ranking quite high are having strong focus on infrastructure, and they invest into them, and they have good governance in place. And then again, those lower in the rank are often struggling with the old, aging infrastructure, treatment plants, and the pipelines.
So what risks should we be most aware of when it comes to our water supply?
Well, we people very often think that water is free and it's endless resource, but it will be at risk if we do not ensure that there is a sufficient financial and technical resources to keep it safe. It is a scientific fact that at least 45% of the nation's tap water contains PFAS and other forever chemistries. Our survey showed that only half of the people are actually worried that their region is not doing enough for the water safety.
So what practical steps can people take to make sure their water at home is actually safe?
Yeah, good question. I mean, we all can be informed. So let's get informed. How is our water quality? What kind of tap water treatment you have in your centralized system? What contaminants there potentially are? How is the treatment process doing? And are there maybe future upgrade needs so that water quality stays good? We also can be very water smart. And I mean with that let's be conscious about our water consumption. Our survey showed that 35% of all water we consume goes actually to your garden, to watering the lawn. So there we all can do probably better and be mindful how much we water. And in the end, we all can vote, we can advocate, we can support those decision makers who are having water infrastructure, water investments in their agenda.
And finally, where can our viewers go for some trusted information and maybe some more resources on the topic?
Yeah, you can always check out this survey from our website, kemira.com. And I'm also always recommending EPA as a source of very good information.
Tuija, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. It was nice to be here.
Ever wonder what it takes to drive a massive truck across a sheet of ice? Knowing one wrong move could mean disaster. The hit History Channel series Ice Road Truckers has returned with its most intense season yet. Higher stakes, deadlier conditions, and shorter windows to deliver life-saving supplies to some of the most remote communities on Earth. Joining me is a fan favorite and veteran trucker, Todd Dewey, who's back behind the wheel for season 12. Welcome to the show, Todd. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm actually standing on solid ground right now, so I'm feeling pretty confident.
All right, there you go. For those of us, or for those out there who haven't seen it, what do you think makes ice road trucking such a dangerous and vital job?
Oh my gosh. Well, you hit it all when you explained it right off the get-go and letting them know who you were going to be talking to. It starts out from day one and it don't stop until the season's actually over with and you're on a plane flying home. I mean, what it takes to be an ice road trucker is a whole lot of crazy and a lot of trucking skills and a lot of years behind the wheel. That's what it honestly takes. And, you know, we go up there and fight Mother Nature like nobody's business, from snowstorms to thin ice to losing your loads to truck breakdowns. And there's some things that happen this season. I know that we've had lots of other seasons and lots of things have happened, but I don't know why or for what reason, but things happen on this season that have never happened before. We had trailers going losing oversized loads. Some of the worst weather conditions I think we've ever been faced with up there, including very thin ice due to climate change. And a very short window to get a lot of loads in these communities. And what people don't understand is they're like, well, you're just driving down the road and just delivering a load. It's not like that. It's what we got to go through to get these loads into the community. Some people say, well, why is it worth it? Why do you want to go out there and risk your life and just to drive on an ice road and drive across the ice? Well, I tell you what, when you battle Mother Nature the way we got to battle it, and you get that load into the community, and these communities come out, and it's like Christmas time to them. And the little kids come up and they give you a hug and they're so excited to be getting their new bike, maybe that's in their load of supplies, or their food that they need for the remainder of the year after the ice roads, you know, when they all melt and they go away. That's the only access they have to get these supplies. So when I stop and think of my kids or my granddaughters going without food or supplies that they need to live throughout a year, that's how important it is. And they show their appreciation when you show up there, and it makes it all worthwhile.
And you face some brutal hauls. What's the toughest one that sticks with you?
Oh my gosh, there's been so many over the hauls. I can't give any away this year. You're going to have to put your seatbelt on and buckle up and watch a show and go for a crazy ride of this. But there's been so many times that I think I broke a couple records over the years for some of the heaviest hauls on the ice. And there's been a lot of situations. There's been a lot of scary moments. Let's put it that way.
And season 12, it marks really a big return after a long hiatus. What's it been like getting back on the ice kind of this time around?
Oh, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. After having 8 years off and spending and doing a little family time and doing some graduations with my daughters and getting my new grandbabies and doing all that, and then getting the call to go back up after 8 years of not being on the ice, I was nervous. I'm not going to sit here and BS you. I was like, oh my gosh, because then you get flooded with all those emotions of knowing what's about to happen, how thin the ice can get, Mother Nature, the snowstorms you're going to get yourself into. Am I going to be able to get these loads? And do I still have what it takes to be an ice road trucker? And so the first couple of 2-3 runs up there, I was nervous like nobody's business, thinking, oh my, because it just flooded me with emotions. The second I hit that first ice road, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm here and doing this again. So it was quite the adventure, and this is definitely one season you are not going to want to miss.
And this season, we're seeing some veterans and rookies out there. How do the new drivers handle the pressure compared to some of the seasoned pros like you?
I don't know. I've been with a couple new season drivers that have been up there over the years of ice road trucking, and of course, I don't ever leave a driver behind. If I'm with somebody and they're new and they don't know, they're in a situation where they don't know what to do or how to get out of it or how to fix their truck, I'm not going to leave them. I'm going to stay there and help them until we get everybody safe and we're back up and rolling and get out of Mother Nature's elements and get back to rolling. But as far as the new guys this year, I didn't get a lot of trucking time with them. I know that they were nervous. I did talk to them on the side a little bit. And when we were back in getting loads, they're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I expected. I didn't think the roads were going to be this brutal. I didn't think Mother Nature was going to be this brutal. And it's like, I asked them the question, well, what do you think about coming back for another season if the Muskie Creek asks you to come back and be another driver again this next year? They're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to think about it, because it's that brutal. I mean, these road conditions put you through things you never think your body, or physically and emotionally, that you'd ever be put through. It's pretty amazing.
And beyond the danger and the paychecks, what's the real reward that's keeping you back hitting the road over and over again?
Getting those loads to the communities, those hugs and those hot plate of food after battling and putting your body and getting those loads in the community from Mother Nature and battling those ice roads. When you see the smiles on those families' faces and the way they came up and they give you a hug, and it's not just like a hug like, oh, no, it's a hug like you can tell the appreciation in it. And they kiss you on the cheek or whatever they do, and they just look at you in the eyes and say, thank you. We needed this. That's what being an ice road trucker is about, and that's why I love doing it so much.
Do the words global warming scare you?
Oh, absolutely. It scares me because of the fact of it almost feels like there's going to come a time to where those communities can't get their supplies that they need to survive and take care of their families, and that is definitely very scary.
Todd, I want to thank you for joining me today. You can watch Todd and the rest of the Fearless crew now on Ice Road Trucker Season 12, airing Wednesday nights on History Channel and streaming the next day at history.com/Ice Road Truckers. Hey, Todd, thanks for joining me today.
You betcha. Hey, stay safe out there and buckle up for the first episode. You're going to need it.
You ever wish Halloween could be more heartwarming than horrifying? This fall, Grow is bringing big laughs, bigger pumpkins, and even bigger message about family and community. The new film stars Golda Roshevelle from Bridgerton, Nick Frost, and Jeremy Swift, who you'll know from Ted Lasso. Jeremy plays Mr. Gregory, a corporate man who finds himself caught in the middle of a pumpkin-growing rivalry like no other. Welcome to the show, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm very good, and nice to see you. Yeah, absolutely. This is a film about making connections, about growing relationships as well as growing pumpkins, and it's a lot of fun to as you say, it's great to have a family film with a kind of Christmas vibe, a feel-good Christmas vibe. In the fall for Halloween. It's pretty unusual on that score. It's not a scary movie. It's not a sort of fright fest for teens or 20-somethings. It's a proper family film that you'll feel really great from afterwards.
I dig that idea. And also, we're used to seeing you as a straight-faced, with straight-faced humor in Ted Lasso. How does Mr. Gregory compare to the characters that you've played before?
Well, I suppose I inevitably bring a bit of Jeremy Swift cookiness to everything, and that's you end up with a bit of a brand, and people go, we want you to do that. But it was great to play a character that has you think is okay and a little bit eccentric initially, but then you think, what is this guy doing? Because the pumpkin growing world is very competitive, and he goes through some devious routes to win the competition, because that's at the center of it. This pumpkin growing competition in the village, which is completely devours the whole community, and they all want this £100,000 prize. And there are all sorts of facets. There's posh people, privileged people who are sort of cheating, and there's people growing pumpkins on their allotments, and there's Mr. Gregory who's growing his in a laboratory. It's a great role. I got to wear a white lab in a crazy laboratory with a huge pumpkin. What's not to like?
And the movie also features some familiar faces: Golda Roshevelle, Nick Frost, even the new Harry Potter actor, Dominic McLaughlin. What was the energy like on set with the cast?
It was fun. It was fun all the time, and it was really, really directed well. And there was no tension on set, and and as a kids' film, when some young people are on set, you want them to feel safe and feel confident so they can bring their A game, and they're usually inexperienced. These two kids had no experience of filming. They'd never been on a film set before, and you can't believe it because they've only been on the planet 5 minutes that they can do what they do. And so it was a really, it was an appropriately warm, fun experience on the set as well.
And at its heart, this story about it's kind of a story about connection and finding joy in unexpected places. What do you hope audiences, especially families, take away from Grow?
Well, I hope that it brings, that it, because, families will be going to it, I guess, together. And I hope that they think maybe it reverberates with them afterwards that, maybe I should reconnect with that cousin who I haven't talked to for 2 years, or we always got on, let's find our connection points and people that you may have distanced yourself from. Why have you distanced yourself from them? Get back in touch. It's you'll feel better. They'll feel better.
All right. That's the lesson that we've learned today. Reconnect right before holidays. That's your Halloween reconnection. Thank you to Jeremy Swift. All right. You can catch Grow in theaters nationwide October 17th through the 23rd, presented by Fathom Entertainment. For tickets, showtimes, and much more, go visit growthemovie.com. Jeremy, thanks for joining me today.
That's an absolute pleasure. Great to talk to you, man.
You have no idea how nervous I am right now. I am like,
nervous?
I'd never
You're
get nervous.
You're nervous. What about
Yes.
me? I'm more nervous.
Are you?
So I
That's good.
win.
That's
I
good.
win the nervous case.
I keep telling people, hey, I got Diane Keaton. I'm going to talk to her on Monday. They're like, why would she want to talk to you? And I'm like, good point. Good point.
No way.
I think they're all just messing with me, but I think that's all part of the charm. All right, I'll start this off.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I like how the beginning is going. I was going to start off and say, I love coming of age stories. I love stories that are like people trying to figure out their sex life and coming to age. And a lot of the times it's usually like college kids. But
let me ask you something.
Different.
Is there no sex life when you're old?
That's the thing.
Because you're the one that's saying sex life. You're telling me, yeah, what is the age there? What?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this is in the same vein as all of those coming of age movies. And I was too dumb to even think about it until I started watching. I'm like, this is just a coming of age movie. And this is awesome. As a 42-year-old man that's sitting there to watch on, okay, I got to watch the book club. I watched all of them I watched both of them this weekend in a row. And I was actually thrilled. I laughed. I even cried in moments. And I just realized that this is just a cute, fun series that I was missing out on. And it was all my own fault. So I have to say thank you guys for making this and putting it together. And such an incredible crew and cast and a brand new director, Bill Holderman. He had to step in and with all these actors. I think I see them both as one big movie. That's what happened this weekend because I saw them both back to back.
You're interesting.
I'm trying to be interesting.
You are. You are.
All right. As a person that has worked with all of these amazing directors, you had to coach him a little bit to get through his first film, the first book club. How was it working with him again on book club 2? And how did that work?
Oh, everything was smooth. It worked well. It worked very well. Very well. He had a good time. He was great.
Oh,
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Okay. I told my mom that I was going to interview you, and she was like,
let's talk about your mom. I'm interested in that.
All right. No, that's the whole point, is that she, her husband of many years just passed away a few months ago. And this is all just like, and that was my dad. And I was telling her I'm going to interview Diane Keaton. She's a huge movie fan. And out of the one movie, she said, I loved her in that movie, Baby Boom. And I had no idea what she was talking about. Like, what, Baby Boom? She was like, yeah, it's an amazing movie. She was this really important businesswoman that had her act together. And then one of her family members she gets a baby, and then she has to like change her life to be both a mom, but still.
That's one of my earliest. And you know who was the director of that?
Who's
Nancy
that?
Myers.
Who?
Nancy Myers.
Oh, Nancy Myers. Sorry, I didn't hear for a second.
I mean, she and her husband, they really made that movie. That really was a change for me in my life. It was great. And they were really good. Nancy in particular. I know Nancy. I love her.
And for a few minutes, she was just completely gushing about how that movie inspired her and changed her life, and said like, because she had a baby in this movie and she was some business person, nobody believed in her, but she still did her thing and was strong. And I was like, and she went on gushing for a few minutes about this movie that I've never heard of. And I'm sorry, but like, I had to tell you the same story. I was like, I wish I was recording you right now. I'd play it for Diane and just have give her that feeling that you're telling stories that a lot of people connect with. And even with the book club.
You're interesting. Let's just get real. Let's get real. And your mom sounds great.
I'm trying. Is that a bad thing? I feel.
No,
I feel bad.
It's great.
Okay.
No,
okay.
really great.
Okay, good.
I
Good,
love
good.
it. You're great.
So how was your trip to Italy? Or
My trip to
doing all
Italy?
that?
Fabulous. Fabulous.
That's
Yeah.
what I would be like. Book club 2.
Have
the
you
next
been
chapter.
to Italy? Have you been to Italy?
I've only been to like LA and some Colorado stuff. I need to start traveling more out of the world.
Yeah, I
I've
think
been
you
to
should
Scotland.
go.
It's been fun. Yeah.
Go to Italy.
Yeah. Do you have a book club that you joined on your own or a group of friends? Because I know you.
Well, I don't really
between
have friends. I have no friends.
You have no friends?
No, I'm lying. Yeah, I have some friends, but I don't go to clubs or, hang out with a lot of people that are women. That I don't have that. But I have friends. I have women friends.
Mm-hmm.
Will you apologize and say, yes, Diane, of course you have so many nice friends.
I believe that you have a ton of friends, and I would love to be your friend. I'd even join a book club with you. I'd read 50 Shades of Grey and a half with you.
You're nuts. I'm going to call your
I think you're
mom.
flagging
I'm
me to tell
calling
me
your
to-
mher. I'm calling her.
You could. I'll give
I'm
you her
going to
number,
call
and then
her.
she'll be like,
You
"Who is
give me
this?"
the phone number, and I'll call her and tell her what I think.
Well, thank you. Do you know what? I'm gushing because all of my questions just crashed. I knew that was going to happen when I got on here. Diane Keaton, I'm nervous. I'm like talking to one of the most wonderful humans on earth in film and
You're interesting.
Dan, we're out of time. We got to wrap this up.
All right, it looks like they're kicking me out. I'm sorry, Diane. I had all these questions, but just like my brain exploded when I started talking to you. I didn't know where to begin. Thank you. I love you. You're an icon of cinema. Thanks for joining me this morning. Check out Book Club, The Next Chapter. It is in theaters now. Has Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Mary Steenburgen, Candice Bergen, Andy Garcia, Don Johnson, Craig T. Nelson, and many more. If you haven't seen the first Book Club, go back and watch that one as well. They're both 2 cute movies that have basically 4 friends come together and tell their stories, and their bond is just really fun and cute. So definitely check out Book Club, The Next Chapter. It's in theaters now.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching Rise Unwind. Please visit us on our website at riseunwindtv.com. Follow us on our socials and subscribe to our YouTube at Rise Unwind. And thanks for tuning in. You take care. We'll see you next week.
Valentine, string your magic arrow, pierce it through my heart. Valentine, bring me love and sorrow. It's not fair to leave me in the dark. Every year I write you something different. Every tear's a fight. Maybe I don't deserve it. It's not fair to leave me in the dark. Valentine, I'm so blue. Every time